Nancy Pelosi.
Leadership you follow in a great tradition. Cecil, oh my gosh, it's just so important part of all of our lives here. And Janice Ricatani, so special. So the connection has been a long one, personally, religiously, or just patriotically in our country. So many years coming here, Moe's Kitchen years ago, when Moe Bernstein to our city. But I'm honored to be here with you today as we go forward. I'm honored to be here with Matt Haney, and some of Matt Haney, our true friend of Bride Memorial. A real advocate for bride here. Adele, Mr. Mayor, the Tenderloin, wonderful to be with you as well. Dr. Cronin, you give us hope, and Minister White, you said, where is hope? Are we going to and Matt and I are going to give you some hope this morning. Well, I certainly hope so. But one of the biggest connections to our city, in addition to Cecil and Janice, is the choir. And the band. Because so many occasions are blessed beyond the church, in our community, by the presence of the choir. It's always cause celebration when they're there. So where is hope? I always say hope is where it always has been, sitting there right between faith and charity.
Yes.
Faith, hope, and charity. Because we have faith, we believe in the charity, the goodness of others, and that gives us hope. And we need hope now because of what happened the other day. But let's, again, see everything as an opportunity. An opportunity to show the difference between caring for people and not giving them hope or instilling fear.
Yeah.
They always say that our attitude toward people has to be blessed by our faith. I do believe that Christ, when Christ came down from heaven and participated in our humanity, he enabled us to participate in his divinity.
Yes.
So my colleague, John Lewis, I served with him, he always talked about the spark of divinity in every person that I have believed since childhood. We believe that that spark of divinity is reason for us to respect every single person. Reverend White, the folks out on the street, they have a spark of divinity. The poor immigrants coming into our country, fully documented or not, they have a spark of divinity. Everyone has a spark of divinity. Even, what's his name, just got whether he respects it or not is another thing. And each of us must respect the spark of divinity that is within ourselves and the responsibility that it gives us. There was a theologian in 2nd century AD, a long time ago, who said that because of this spark of divinity, each one of us, when we're walking, have a whole slew of angels in front of us to escort that spark of divinity. So be careful when you're walking now, because each of you has that slew of angels escorting you because of your divinity. So how do we show that respect? I always say to members of Congress when they're running or others running for office, know your why. Why are you doing this? Yes, we know all the great things we share about our country. My why is the 1 in 5 children in America who lives in poverty, goes to sleep hungry at night in our country. That's what took me from housewife to house member to house speaker.
Amen.
Children and their families. And then we have those who say, well, we can't feed the hungry because it's going to increase the national debt. While they give billions, trillions of dollars of debt relief to the richest people in our country.
Yes.
So we have that fight. The budget is the fight we had. The one thing that they did, not to talk politics, but civics, one thing they did when they had the majority and the White House, the one thing they did was to pass a tax bill that gave 83% of the benefits to the top 1%, adding $2 trillion to the national debt. And then they're arguing to us, we can't do increase WIC funding because it's going to increase the national debt.
Wow.
Women, infant, and children food, because it's going to increase the national debt by like one hair on my head. But it isn't going to increase the national debt. It's an investment that has a return on it much better than cash. We have our patron saint of our city. It's named for St. Francis. St. Francis, his anthem is Song of St. Francis, our anthem of our city. Make me an instrument of thy peace. Where is darkness, may I be light, hatred, love, fear, hope, despair, hope, fear, all the things that contrast. And that is who we are. Those are San Francisco values that we are. So in conclusion, because I have a lot more to say, we want to hear it from Matt and others. Here's the thing. I do believe when we listen to the choir, we come together. Whatever we might be thinking different politically or socially or in any other way, all of a sudden, we're together. We're clapping our hands, we're standing on our feet, we're dancing around. But it's not just the choir, it's all of art. When we see these stained glass windows, we are inspired by them. They make us happy. So art makes us happy, it makes us laugh, it makes us cry, it makes us inspired, but it makes us together, brings us together, whatever our differences may be. So this choir and all that they do to just put our differences aside and come together is what gives me hope as well. So hope is there because we believe in the goodness of others, and we will keep making that fight. And we see everything as an opportunity, and that hopefully our, shall we say, common ground that we find through arts may be a path to more unity and respect in our country for the dignity and worth of every single person, all of whom have a spark of divinity. So are you ready to seize the opportunity that is there, as discouraging as it may have been? Are you ready to seize the opportunity to say, okay, let's see the real difference and let the American people, in their goodness, decide, knowing clearly what the distinction is? Just to give you a little ray of hope politically, we're still fighting to win the House, and they cut King Jeffries as Speaker of the House. Every day is a fight. My daughter Christine went down 11 people this morning to make the fight in Southern California. But this has been a family affair for us, Glide Memorial. My daughter Nancy Corinne was helping with some of the events to make sure they were lovely, and they always were. But she learned from Cecil and Janice. So again, for all of you who've been here over the years, I don't have to tell you. But for those who may be new to all of this, this is a precious tradition for us in San Francisco. Thank you, Glide Memorial.
So in the spirit of unity and coming together,